I just did a test screen.
Oh, okay.
stop me from family, friends, and loved ones to the wedding of Brandon Costa and Brielle Brandon. Today, we celebrate the best of what it means to be human. Today, we celebrate love. On behalf of Brandon and Brielle, I'd like to begin by thanking everyone for your presence here today, not only for making the journey to be here in Jamaica, but for the effort you're putting in to be part of their lives together. The fact you've traveled such a great distance to be here is a testament for the love that you have for Brandon and Brielle, and I know it means the world to them to have each of you here to celebrate with them on this incredibly special day. You've all come here to share in the formal commitment they're making to each other, to offer your love and support for their union, and to allow them to begin their married life together, surrounded by the people most important to them. Brandon and Brielle now ask for your blessing, encouragement, and lifelong support in their decision to be married. I know this wasn't the weather we were all hoping for, but just like marriage, challenges arise and we focus on what's important. You're both here safe, you're in love, you're perfect together, and you're happy. Rain is temporary, love is a lifetime. Before we begin, a special acknowledgement must be made to family members and friends who passed on. And although they're absent physically, we invoke through our thoughts and prayers their loving presence. They're a part of the foundation that makes Brandon and Brielle who they are today. Please join me in a moment of remembrance for those who have passed. Please cherish the memories of these friends and family members and all others who live in our hearts. We are gathered here in paradise to celebrate one of life's most important relationships. This ceremony is a public affirmation of the bond of love that Brandon and Brielle share. And as their dearest family and friends, it is our honor and privilege to stand witness to this event. As witnesses, it is our duty to provide Brandon and Brielle with our unconditional strength and support as they embark on this next wonderful phase of their life. With that, I would like to invite Cynthia Cavallo, Brandon's cousin, to join us for the first reading.
May your mornings bring joy and your evenings bring peace. May your troubles grow few as your blessings increase. May the saddest day of your future be no worse than the happiest day of your past. May your hands be forever clasped in friendship and your hearts joined forever in love. Your lives are very special and God has touched you in many ways. May his blessings rest upon you and fill all your coming days.
Thank you, Kathy. I would now like to invite Helen Rosser, Brielle's godmother and aunt, to join us for the second reading.
Happiness in marriage is not something that just happens. A good marriage must be created. In marriage, the little things are the big things. It is never being too old to hold hands. It is remembering to say I love you at least once a day. It is never going to sleep angry. It is at no time taking the other for granted. The courtship should not end with the honeymoon. It should continue through the years. It is having a mutual sense of values and common objectives. It is standing together facing the world. It is forming a circle of love that gathers the whole family. It is doing things for each other, not in the attitude of duty or sacrifice, but in the spirit of joy. It is speaking words of appreciation and demonstrating gratitude in thoughtful ways. It is not looking for perfection in each other. It is cultivating flexibility, patience, understanding, and a sense of humor. It is having the capacity to forgive and forget. It is giving each other an atmosphere in which each can grow old. It is a common search for the good and the beautiful. It is establishing a relationship in which the independence is equal, dependence is mutual, and the obligation is reciprocal. It is not only marrying the right partner, it is being the right partner.
Thank you, Helen. Loving someone is a reason to stretch beyond our limits, to become more for the sake of the other person. It is to look into the soul of your beloved and accept what you see. Loving is the ultimate commitment, which challenges us to become all that we are meant to be. As Brielle's favorite cousin and ordained minister, I'm honored to say that I've been able to watch your love grow from the beginning. I remember Brielle and I, underage at a bar, shortly before your relationship began, and Brielle excitedly showing me text messages from someone she really liked. Then she met Brandon. I'm just kidding, it was Brandon. In those messages, Brandon was talking about how important family is to him, and that's something he's shown repeatedly to be true. Loyalty and family are equally important to Brielle. When Brandon was asked what his favorite thing was about Brielle, he said that it was her unwavering commitment to prioritizing her family above all else. I can personally attest to Brielle's loyalty towards her family. I can honestly say that no one other than Brielle has ever punched someone in the face for me. To be fair, the girl hit me first. Anyone who spent time with Brandon and Brielle can see how clearly they respect and care for each other, how they balance each other perfectly, and how much Brandon makes Brielle laugh, even if there's sometimes sympathy laughs. Everyone gathered here today can see how much, in this very moment, they so clearly love each other. But their love is not just in one moment, not even in this very important moment. It's in every moment. It's in all the big ones, like when you met for the first time after being set up by your friends, to saying I love you for the first time while drunk at a party, to traveling the world together and getting engaged on the beach in Mexico. But your love is also in all the small ones, in a million uncelebrated moments that blur together, like taking Bentley for walks together, renovating your house to make it the perfect home, overlooking the undisclosed amount of money spent on Taylor Swift tickets, and trying to get Brandon to eat a vegetable even though he refuses to. These everyday moments fuse together into one big experience. And even though this experience is so incredible, words fail us when we try and explain it. That's just the way it is with love. It's meant to be felt, not described. However, trying to describe love is one of our favorite pastimes. We use the words we have to write stories and poems and songs about love. And even though we describe love in different ways, and even though love can look different from one person to the next, we all know it when we see it, and we see it here. Your marriage begins with the promises you speak to one another today. Marriage is a promise of fidelity and honesty. When two people pledge to love and care for each other in marriage, they create a spirit that's unique unto themselves, which will bind them closer than any spoken or written word. Brandon and Brielle, marriage is a promise, a potential, made in the hearts of two people like yourselves, which takes a lifetime to fulfill. Brandon, do you take Brielle to be your wife? Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect her, forsaking all others and being faithful to her alone? Do you promise to care for her in both the joys but also the difficulties of life and share the responsibility for growth and passion in your life together? Do you vow to do your best each day to create a loving, healthy, and joyful marriage?
I do.
Brielle, do you take Brandon to be your husband? Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect him, forsaking all others and being faithful to him alone? Do you promise to care for him in both the joys but also the difficulties of life and share the responsibility for growth and passion in your life together? Do you vow to do your best each day to create a loving, healthy, and joyful marriage?
I do.
As you consider the commitments you'll continually make to each other, we come to the point of the ceremony to pronounce your vows. Before you say your vows, I ask you to remember that love, which is rooted in faith, trust, and acceptance, will be the foundation of an abiding and deepening relationship. Today we should remember that although meaningful and heartfelt, this wedding is a symbol. After you read your vows and I pronounce you wed, I will not have created a relationship that does not already exist and has not already been celebrated in all the commitments the two of you have made to one another and all the days since you first met. These vows exchanged today are a symbol of the distance traveled and a symbol of the distance left to go. In love, as in life, the only stability is in change, in growth, in freedom, and in choice. You must choose not only today, but in each day to come to affirm these promises to one another. Look at each other and take a moment to remember this point in time. Before this moment, moment, you've been many things to one another: acquaintance, best friend, dancing partner, and even teacher, for you have learned much from one another in these last 5 years. But after these vows, you will have added one more bond to the list: husband and wife. Now you stand in front of everyone you love and declare that you two will stand together as equal partners and face the unknown out of a desire to love and be loved by another person fully, without limitation. Brandon, please repeat after me. I, Brandon.
I, Brandon.
Take you, Brielle.
Take you, Brielle.
To be my wedded wife.
To be my wedded wife.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
To have and to hold from this day forward.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
For richer or for poor.
For richer or for poor.
Sickness and in health.
Sickness and in health.
To love and to cherish.
To love and to cherish.
Till death do us part.
Till death do us part.
Brielle, please repeat after me. I, Brielle.
I, Brielle,
Take you, Brandon.
take you, Brandon,
To be my wedded husband.
to be my wedded husband,
To have and to hold from this day forward.
to have and to hold from this day forward,
For better or for worse.
for better or for worse,
For richer or for poorer.
for richer or for poorer,
In sickness and in health.
in sickness and in health,
To love and to cherish.
to love and to cherish,
Even during football season.
even during football season, till death do us part.
Can I have the wedding rings, please? Wedding rings are a continual acknowledgement and tangible symbol of the words you've just vowed to each other. Wear them every day to remind yourselves of the promises you've made here today, and as a constant reminder of your love and dedication to each other. As you place the ring on the other person's finger, I want you to pour your never-ending intention and commitment into the ring. Brandon, please place the ring upon Brielle's finger and repeat after me. Brielle, I give you this ring
Brielle, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my unconditional love and commitment to you.
as a symbol of my unconditional love and commitment to you.
Our strength together,
Our strength together,
and my promise to learn and grow with you.
and my promise to learn and to grow with you.
Brielle, please place the ring upon Brandon's finger and repeat after me. I, Brielle, I give you this ring
Brandon, I give you this ring
as a symbol of my unconditional love and commitment to you.
as a symbol of my unconditional love and commitment to you,
Our strength together,
our strength together,
and my promise to learn and grow with you.
and my promise to learn and grow with you.
You've both chosen to wear rings as a reminder of these promises. People often say that wedding bands are a perfect circle with no beginning and no end. But these rings did have a beginning. The stones were formed a long time ago, deep within the earth. Eventually, a series of lucky events caused them to rise to the surface where someone dug them up. Metal was then liquefied in a furnace at 1,000 degrees, molded, cooled, and painstakingly polished. Something beautiful made from raw elements. Love is like that. It comes from humble beginnings, and through a combination of serendipity and effort, imperfect beings shape it into something extraordinary. It's the process of making something beautiful where there was once nothing at all. As you look at your wedding rings over the years, I hope you remember that you've created something invaluable. And just as I know you'll protect these rings, I'm confident you'll protect the commitments you've made to each other today. May your marriage bring you all the excitement a marriage should bring. May you need one another, but not out of weakness. May you want one another, but not out of lack. May you look for things to praise, often say I love you, and take no notice of small faults. May you find happiness, and may you find it in making one another happy. May you have love, and may you find it loving one another. We listen to your heartfelt commitment to share your lives in the sacred bond of marriage. We recognize and respect the vows that you've made here before each of us today. Before we leave the beautiful Jamaican sun, and before you embark on your journey as husband and wife, I ask you to do one last thing. On a day like today, brimming with anticipation and intense emotions, amidst the meticulous planning and genuine hope for a flawless day, I don't want the most important moment of this day to escape us. When you wake up tomorrow, your wedding day will be a cherished memory. But right now, at this very moment, in the presence of your family and friends, I want you to pause for a few precious seconds to look into each other's eyes and think about the happiness that you both feel. Take a few more moments to take in the beauty of the surroundings and the love in the air. Now imagine that 20 years have gone by. Will you remember this moment? Will you be able to feel the tropical breeze? Remember the sound of the waves and the smell of salt and rain in the air? Will you feel the same leap in your heart thinking back to this moment? Let these feelings consume your heart and your thoughts, and think on these moments when times get hard. I'm confident that your future together will always allow you to return to this moment. And it is with that same confidence that I declare, inasmuch as and you, Brielle, have announced the truths already written in your hearts by the power vested in me by GetOrdained.com and the support of people who love you, it is my sincere honor to now pronounce you husband and wife. Brandon, you may kiss the bride. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Brandon and Brielle Costa.
Everyone else can go to cocktail hour, which is where the reception is. If you're not familiar, please ask.
Which way?
Cocktail hour starts at 6 o'clock. Whatever time it is. And then we're going to cocktail hour. Meeting your family, take the photos. And bridal party. Please watch the faces. Ready, my favorite song? 20 minutes to cocktail hour. 20 minutes to cocktail hour. Ready to meet your family. So remain immediate only. Because it's raining and we'll do everybody else at the reception.